Harry Redknapp breezed into Highfield Road as if he didn't have a care in the world.
Nick, you all right? Thanks. Good? Yeah, fine. Good.
You'd never believe his side were bottom and without a league win. No, the only thing bothering Harry was his team being compared to a circus act.
The people that write it don't know what they're talking about anyway, Nick, so it's not such a problem. If it was educated people who understood football was saying it, maybe it would disturb them.
Star performers, yes, but clowns West Ham certainly aren't. And the 4,000 fans who travelled up from London were confident their heroes were about to win.
We will today. No worries, mate. No worries. Come on, you Irons.
Quality side, quality players. They get out of it. I think the old chestnut, too good to go down. It's true to us.
A win today, it's got to be. Despite what she thinks, a win today, 1-0, that'll do for me.
So you're not worried?
Of course I'm worried. I'm a West Ham fan. I've been worried for 17 years now.
Actually, he needn't have worried. With Joe Cole in inspired form, this was always likely to be West Ham's day. No surprise when they took the lead. Frederick Canute did superbly in the corner, got his cross in. Richard Shaw made a hash of it. Paolo Di Canio punished him. That's 4 goals now for the mercurial Italian, and West Ham are on their way. No stopping Di Canio. He plays with passion from the heart, and he even told the fans, "I love you." 2 minutes later, he was tormenting Coventry again, before setting up Cole for number 2. The teenager's first of the season, a real eye-catching display, and it drew this praise from his mentor.
The best talented player I've ever seen in my life, honestly.
Joe Cole is?
Yes, I'm sure he can become one of the best players in Europe. But now we have to help him stay with the both feet in the ground, because, it's normal. When you're young, you can fly with your brain. This is normal. I did the same.
So, will it be Cole for England when Kevin Keegan names his squad this Thursday?
But nothing would faze him if he got the opportunity. But there's several kids there, Frank's back now and he's scored today, and Michael Carrick as well. So there's a little group of them that I think are knocking on the door, and with Rio as well, it's only a matter of time, I think, before we end up with 2 or 3 or maybe 4 players in the England squad.
You look at Joe Cole, and not only can he do what he does on the ball, but he works his socks off for us. And it's the same really mentality throughout the team.
The third goal illustrated that. Coventry on the attack. Nigel Winterburn made a superb tackle inside his own half and then set up a wonderful counter-attacking move. Di Canio inevitably was involved. Trevor Sinclair took the ball on. The home side backpedaled. And again it was Canute getting out wide to cause Coventry problems. Frank Lampard polished it all off. The Happy Hammers were no longer bottom, and that should prove just a springboard for them to move up the league. As for Coventry, well, they were dire. Hadji hit the post late on, but they rarely threatened and will need to improve drastically. The only setback for West Ham, a groin injury to Rio Ferdinand, which could be bad news for England too. The final word, though, goes to Di Canio. He was desperately disappointed not to get a penalty there after his shirt was tugged, but no amount of pleading or gesticulating was going to change the referee's mind. And later, Neil Barry also warned him about his goal celebration. Di Canio just can't help himself, but you daren't take your eye off him for a minute. He's a true star. The fans, well, they love him. And no, it's not a circus act, but yes, he is the ringmaster, and it most definitely is entertainment. Coventry 0, West Ham 3.
Harry Redknapp said it was only a matter of time before...
It's been steady progress for Charlton since their return to the big time. Their 1-0 win over Tottenham last week took their unbeaten Premiership run to 3 matches. This was to make it 4. Graham Stewart giving them a great start at St James's in just the 8th minute with his 3rd goal of the season. Only Arsenal and Manchester United have scored more Premiership goals than Charlton this season, and it was nearly 2-0 with a stunning volley from Mark Kinsella. Curiously, Charlton have only lost one of the last 6 at Newcastle. Bobby Robson made a triple substitution just past the hour mark. That meant a first appearance for new signing Luar from Colchester. But Newcastle's impressive form at the beginning of the season has slipped of late, and they were hardly helped by the officials. Whilst Alan Shearer's penalty appeals may look dodgy, Carl Court probably wasn't offside. But Gary Speed's protest earned him a yellow card. Worryingly for Newcastle, this was also their 3rd league game without a goal. But Dean Kiley kept a clean sheet for a 2nd week in a row to send Charlton 5th. Newcastle 0, Charlton 1.
It was a great team effort. But for clubs like ourselves that come to these sort of places, you have to work like that, and we worked like that last Saturday and got a great result. I mean, can we keep it up? I hope we can. But when we get a chance to play, we can play, and I think we showed that in the first 50, 60 minutes.
It was a game where nothing fell for us, to be honest, in the box. It never bounced for us, it never fell our way. All the second balls seemed to fall to a red shirt and they hogged it out. They defended us many, many times with about 8 defenders in the box, so there was very little to aim at and very little space in the box, so they just defended and saw a game out and picked up 3 massive points.
The flair of Aston Villa's David Ginola provided one of the few bright moments in an otherwise dour first half. But come the 65th minute, both he and George Boateng were replaced, and Ginola didn't look too pleased about it. He had enough of that last season at Spurs. One of the men to come on, Lee Hendry, put in a cross that Dion Dublin turned against the bar. And the other substitute, Julian Joachim, put Villa ahead after 74 minutes. Bradford's Gary Walsh is back on loan at Middlesbrough, and he made some good saves against Villa, but he should never have allowed Dion Dublin to charge down his clearance and open the door for Joachim's first goal of the season. He's had his differences with John Gregory, but with Luke Nillis out injured, Joachim was back in the starting lineup, and no doubt both he and his manager were pleased with the outcome. Paul Merson's twisting run and curling shot almost led to Villa doubling their lead, but Walsh kept it out well. Borough's first sign of a comeback came from Mark Somerville. But when they did equalise, it was as a result of an own goal. Carlos Marinelli battled for the ball, and eventually he found Paul Ince. Ince's cross was turned in by Turkish international Ozan Alpay a minute from the end. And that earned Borough a point, but they still haven't won a Premiership game since the opening day.
We should have won it, and especially going into the 90th minute, 1-0 ahead. Awful goal to concede, but let's take it on the chin. I thought the lads dominated the game, really. I felt we dominated the match literally from the first minute to the last, or till the 89th.
You know, football's like that, you know. Hopefully that's a change of our fortune, especially at home, you know, an own goal in the 90th minute. Hopefully we can go on from here.
Despite having the vast majority of the possession, Spurs were grateful to Neil Sullivan as City came close to netting through Paulo Wanchop's header. The home side created very few clear-cut chances, and the strain was starting to show in the dugout. Seconds into the second half, Ramon Vega, the replacement for the injured Sol Campbell, met a Ben Thatcher cross, but the ball hit the bar. It was the closest Tottenham would come all afternoon. The lively Sergei Rebrov did manage to find the net, but the linesman's flag was early and correct. City brought on George Weah, and he soon combined with Paulo Wanchop, but the visitors too were unable to find the net. It was enough to send a man to drink. Rebrov again tried his luck, but Nicky Weaver was in impressive form in the City goal, while Weir's late effort hardly troubled Neil Sullivan. It was a frustrating afternoon, not least for Sergei Rebrov and for his manager, George Graham.
The goalkeeper made some great saves, and I think defensively you've got to give them credit. They kept us out, and that's 2 games now, consecutive games, we arguably could have won them. Had the most possession, both at Charlton and today, and with a little bit of luck, we could have been easily in the top 3.
We're improving, we're getting the hang of this division, if that's the description, and we needed that clean sheet. I mean, I know we ground out at times. We might have nicked the game near the end. I would have been slightly hard on Tottenham, but we defended very, very well today.
Well, there you have it. That wrapped up all the play from Saturday, which means only 2 more teams left on the weekend schedule. On Sunday, Everton headed to Filbert Street to take on the Foxes of Leicester City. The Foxes doing very well so far this season. Reigning cats and dogs, or cats and dingoes, according to the Australian Max Bretos. Gaza gets snipped before the match, and then it was on. Peter Taylor very focused for this one. Off the corner, Everton will fail to clear the ball, put back into Adi Akinbiyi. And Adi, oh, his header was saved by Paul Gerrard. Akinbiyi does very well to get his head to the ball first on this one, but no score yet. 23rd minute now. Neil Lennon given way too much space, so he decides to give Akinbiyi another chance, and he takes full advantage. Akinbiyi online, 1-0. Now to the second half. Gaza decides to show some footwork. Delivers a ball to the back post. Tim Flowers gets a hand on it, but it falls to David Unsworth, and that is in the goal. Check out Gaza, stopping on a dime, delivering in. Flowers couldn't get enough on the clear, and it was an easy finish. Then Thomas Graverson gets into the box, hits a shot that's deflected, but Flowers made up for missing that earlier save by kicking that one out beautifully off the deflection. And Leicester has a corner. Richard Cresswell tried to get in him, but Nicholas Alexanderson, watch him clear it away. Beautiful work. And this one ended up in a 1-1 draw. Well, the weekend play may be